Alright guys, hello. I'm just going to show you some edge highlighting here, do a little test video for my Facebook page. Currently doing Han Solo for Star Wars Legion. There he is, get him in frame. Working out the kinks here with the cell phone camera. But here he is, you can kind of see some of the edge highlighting I've done already. Here, the lighter Rykarth flesh that was the base coat, and then I did an Agrax Earthshade wash over it. And the spots you see here are Athonian Camo Shade to give it a camouflage appearance. Rinse my brush here. Get a little water in the Rykarth flesh to help it flow. And going to find some spots that need a little highlighting. I've gotten most of them at this point, but there's some folds on his cloak, a little bit here. Looks like it could use a little bit. Paint's a little sticky right now because I've been working at it for a while, so a little more water. Twist that brush, get it down to a nice point, touch a little here. Right. Just kind of rotating the model to try to find, here's a spot. Oh, doggy's got her toy wanting to play. Right, let me set this right here for a moment. Toss the doggy toy for the pooch. And there's a nice spot with a little highlight probably needed. The Agrax Earthshade really darkened the cloak a little bit, so trying to bring back some of the light. This fold here could use some highlighting. Got to figure out a color to highlight over the Athonian Camo spots to kind of lighten them. I haven't mixed that up yet. It's probably going to be a olive drab lightened with a little bit of ivory or something like that. That's kind of what I did here on the pants. They are Vallejo USA olive drab, and then I added a little bit of ivory into these areas. You can kind of see the highlighting on the pants there. In these areas here. This gun's in the way. Yeah, you can kind of see them. I like to use colors like ivory or sunny skin tone to lighten colors as opposed to white, because white just desaturates your color and doesn't necessarily illuminate it as if sunlight were hitting it. It just kind of washes it out and makes it less of the color that you want. Alright, well, gonna probably have to pause here and mix up some other colors because I'm finding it hard to find more spots. There, do that shoulder right there where a lot of light would be hitting. Bring it up over here. Just using the side of this brush to kind of make a nice thin line. Trying to get it with the point can be very difficult to get a thin line and really catch the edge. There's a little spot that could use it. Right here. Done a little bit along the collar here. Alright. Let's get his fold up. There's a couple folds that need it. Just want to kind of get the ridges where the light would be hitting most prominently. Shoulder here. There's a spot that could use it. Right here. Highlighting in between those camo spots. Because the Rykarth flesh is going to look a little odd if you drag it across a darker color. Let's get the edge of the cloak down here. Got a little much there. Wipe that off with my finger. Alright. Alright, I'm going to pause and see if I can find a color that's going to match that camo color in the cloak. Okay. Pause for a moment there. Probably doesn't seem like much time to you guys, but I figured out what color I'm going to use on the camo spots in the cloak to lighten them up. I've used the Vallejo US olive drab there, kind of hiding the sticker, but it's USA olive drab. Oh, get that over in front of the camera. And a little trick I like to use, I mixed it also with the base color of the cloak to help lighten it. What that does, it's a little trick that a lot of people use, it keeps the color tones similar, so you don't, if I would have used, say, an ivory or something like that, it may have changed the look more, maybe lightened it a little more unnaturally and made it look a little wrong to your eyes. But you see I'm dragging that color just across the green spots, and what that does, it brings the color tone of the cloak into the highlight and doesn't make it clashy or garish. It just lightens the color to a highlight that works correctly when your eye sees it. It doesn't clash with the highlight color or the cloak color. It just kind of blends at the same color that the cloak is, the highlights. That's a trick you can use in a lot of mini painting, is if you're going to lighten or change a color on a mini, use a color that you've already put on the mini or on that piece of clothing or armor that you're using to mix that color out or lighten that color or darken that color. And it helps keep the mini from clashing or having colors on it that just don't look normal. It keeps all the color in the same family, in the same, I'm not using the proper art ed words, but it helps the mini look more cohesive, your color scheme look more cohesive and not clashing. Kind of like matching your belt and your shoes when you're going out for the evening. Pardon my metaphors there. Alright, I'm going to stop talking and just paint. Kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm sorry I'm a little out of frame. This is the first video I've made of myself painting. On his arm here, this upturned part would have a little highlight in it there. This would be a little lighter here coming down. This part here, see, I dragged the lighter Rykarth flesh along that spot and it doesn't look right, so I'm going to go back over it with the Rykarth olive drab mix to kind of lessen that highlight down a little bit here. Bring it back into the color tone of the camo spot. It's subtle, but I like it. There's a spot that would maybe right here. Here. Sometimes on cloth you want to use a little striation technique, help make it look a little more like a not smooth surface when you're highlighting or bringing back color up to what the sun would be hitting and reflecting off the slight variations in the material that helps give it more of a realistic tone. Not to say that I'm very good at it, but that's what I've heard. Well, okay. I'm going to cut this video off here because it's a little over 10 minutes or 11 minutes, and I want to keep that video at about that length. But this is my first attempt at any kind of painting while shooting a video. There's Han. Still got a lot of work to do on him, but I'll probably put a 360 video when I finish it of him on the turntable under the photographing lights, so you guys can see a more true representation of the colors. Alright, thank you for watching, and we will see you later.